All right, so an Indian female wrote a very angry letter to me. Okay, normally it is just the men who watch my YouTube videos. Very few women watch my videos, but even more few women actually take the trouble of writing to me. This particular female was angry, absolutely angry. And yes, she made sure that she mentioned, I am an Indian Hindu female, okay? And I'm proud about it. Arey Baba, when did I say that you have to be ashamed about it? So she sent me this, for lack of a better word, she sent me an autobiography of sorts, a long, long, long letter. And obviously, if I were to start reading the letter, either you'll fall asleep or I'll fall asleep. But what I did is I thank goodness I know speed reading, so I was able to take the gist of it. And yes, I did tell her that I would respond to her via video. Okay, and I gave her the assurance that since you have trusted me and send me an email, I'll keep your details private. So there were a couple of places where she did mention a couple of things which I don't think I should move into, but I'll give you the gist of what she said, and feel free to let me know your thoughts and opinions. Okay. So she's a genuine person. Let me tell you that much. She's a genuine person. Yes, she's a very proud Indian Hindu. She's proud of her religion. She's proud of her culture. She's proud of her country. Country means not her country, our country, India. First and foremost, see, listen, I never said that being uh, Hindu is a shameful thing and being Hindu is bad. My dear, my wife and my daughter both, they pray to Hindu gods. All right, so uh, I don't know what gave you that idea. I've told you this. I only attack bad ideas, bad practices. Okay, it's like eating cow dung and drinking cow urine. That's bloody ridiculous. And although she did mention that not everyone in India is doing that, why are you highlighting that? It's media. You pick up the most controversial, or you pick up the most divisive stuff. If we mention normal, okay, this guy is studying for his exams, that's normal. But if you say he tried to kill someone and try to cheat reading from, the AI rays that came from his glasses, now that stands out. So obviously you need something to tell people. Others, why people would check the news if everything was normal? For example, before I move into a letter, let's say wife chops the husband into 51 pieces and then takes a lover and has sex. Now that is a shocking thing that doesn't happen every day. But if I were to say wife divorces the husband, that's boring. So you understand what I'm saying. So it's not, I highlight only those things which are absolutely shocking, disgusting, violent, wrong. I mention things which are, of criminal intent, be it Hindu, Muslim, Christian, anything. But nowhere in my videos have I said that, being a Hindu is shame or being an Indian is shame. Yes, when a rape does take place and people are watching and not doing anything, or when a group of people who identify themselves as Hindus, they attack someone for like that Delhi restaurant. No, what Delhi restaurant? No, I think the the napkins were orange in color, saffron, and they said, "Oh, this is Hindu religion, and you need to change the color." That's stupidity. Or if you don't know Marathi and you start slapping a poor guy who's working, he's from a different part of India. All that is stupid. Okay, even that doesn't mean only North Indians do, even South Indians do. She was very particular. Why do I mention Hindu? I told her because it's just like when Muhammad Iqbal, for example, if a name Muhammad Iqbal or Islamic terrorist or Muslim extremist, they identify that way. It should be fair enough that we identify Christians, Hindus, all other religions that way. Why should you only ostracize one group? Okay. Like, for example, in the West, when you have a white, Gora, uh, if he were to commit a crime versus a Muslim were to commit a crime, the Muslim would be Muslim terrorist or Islamic terrorist. But if a Christian were to commit the same crime, they would say young student or 43-year-old man attacks, church, what do you say, people who are in the mosque. They never say Christian terrorist. They never say Christian extremist. You get what I'm saying. So anyway, let's move on to her letter. First, like I said, the first thing which I want to clearly state is there's nothing to be ashamed of being Indian, or nothing to be ashamed of being Hindu. Okay. Uh, I have, yeah, always told you that you should be proud of your roots. I'm proud of my poverty. I'm proud of being born in a poor family. I'm proud of not, having the best education. It's unfortunate. I wish I had, but I'm not ashamed about it. Many people even make fun of my Indian accent. They say, "Oh, you look like a cool New Zealand, but you sound like a ooga booga Indian." Well, that's how I sound, man. If people tell me I have an ugly face, I have an ugly face. So, okay. So, my dear sisters, there's nothing wrong to be Indian. Okay, that's our identity. That is our roots. But we should be ashamed about the criminal activities, or the less than proud moments where they do disgusting things, from you know putting food in disgusting manner, or having bath in a river filled with fecal matter, and eating and drinking cow dung and cow shit and all that. Okay. And yes, raping women and harming other people of other religions, or he is transporting a buffalo, and because he's Muslim, they break his legs, they kill him. So you understand what I mean. Okay. So that is number one. Number two is, according to her, I am a male, what, misogynist, or male chauvinistic pig. And I look down on women. I am like an Andrew Tate attacking women. My dear, I have a daughter, yeah, Baba. I have a daughter. I have a wife. I've openly, shared my family with you guys. I've shared moments with my daughter. If I want my daughter to be treated with love and respect and be respected, how can I have the double standard? Yes, there are a lot of Indian men out there who would uh, love their daughter or love their wife and respect their wife and daughter and sister, but they'll sexualize other women. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of an individual. I'm very transparent. I've told you very clearly, I'm not trying to position myself as a saint, but I've told you that, yes, I have been to prostitutes. Yes, I think around 6 times in my entire life. Okay. That was, the first time was, peer pressure. The second time was, it just happened. Third, fourth time, I tried to do by my, just went by myself. And the last 2 times was when I was at this age. That is all before my actual serious, that is the fourth marriage. Okay. Um, so I've told you this. I'm no saint, yes, but I'm not addicted to sex, because if I was, I I don't think I'd be loyal to my wife. Okay. So, and why do I mention this is, and I've been a playboy. I've been very honest with you, but I've not been a playboy. Sorry, I have to it looks like I'm justifying myself, but these are the questions she asked me. So I'm just mentioning. I've been a playboy. She mentioned that I took advantage of other women. I tried to rape them. My dear, these are all adults. They knew I was a playboy. I never promised marriage to them. I never told them I I love you and I want to marry you. Yeah, you might say I love you when you're in the heat of the moment, when you're having sex and all that. But I never told them I will marry you if you give me a virginity, or you have sex with me. I never played those games. Okay. And these are all adults. These are not children. I mean, children means in the sense young, innocent, dumb girls or something. They knew I was a playboy. They knew I was not going to get married to them, and they willingly came with me. And they had a good time. There's not a single female whom I have dated who can say that forced myself on them or I took advantage. Yes, there was just one female whom I thought I was having a good time, and later on she told me she was not prepared for it. She just feels guilty about it. I told her, why didn't you mention that you're not comfortable? She said, no, I didn't know how to react, so I was going with the flow. I'm being honest with you. I'm telling you everything transparent. Okay. So that was another allegation that he had, that I, what, male chauvinistic pig, and I took advantage. I uh, tricked other females. But yes, I will admit one thing. One or two hearts were broken because these girls wanted to marry me, which I could not. Okay, which I could not. So I'm being honest here. All right. Then what other stuff that this female told me? Okay. Now it comes down to the claims that about Indian men. She was very angry that I'm always, it seems, encouraging men on my channel. I'm encouraging men to take advantage of females, and I don't know from where that idea came. She claims that I keep giving them tips on how to overcome women or how to not be tricked by women. She asked me why I don't give tips for women. The problem is the majority of my audience are men. Okay. Men come to me for advice. Men are my clients. Men take my guidance. Females, I can actually count the number of females I've had over the many years. Very, very few. So my target market is men. Okay. So not many females have asked me for advice. There are one or two in my group who constantly ask me for advice, but that's very limited. So, and I've never encouraged Indian men or any man to take advantage of females. I've advised them to protect themselves from women. And she claimed that even though the Indian laws support women, men constantly take advantage of ladies, and I made those videos. Okay, I can't report on each and every incident. Okay. Um, so the claim that I'm encouraging men to disrespect women is totally false. Okay, totally false. It's I've told you, I've cautioned men to be careful of women. Okay, and women. See, here's the thing: women have, they start crying and they make a drama and they look innocent, and they put false allegation on men. So women are known to do that. It's not the men. And the incidents that I've reported are not conjured up or fake. These are actual incidents that have happened. Okay. So now it comes down to the problem that she shared. Okay. Which what I think is, I'll make another video. The problems that she shared. But I'll give you just one or two other things that she claimed I did. Okay. For some reason. Uh, she claims that I'm doing. She claims that I'm the type who is discouraging men to choose good women. Okay, because I'm preaching like Andrew Tate: just enjoy, have fun, have sex. Look, the reason why I discourage men, why I discourage men from getting married, because majority of the men, majority, okay, um, they are Indian men, I'm talking about. They are lonely. They are lonely. They are seeking companionship. They are seeking friendship. They are seeking love. But most importantly, they are seeking sex. Okay. They want sex. Uh, Men don't speak openly about this. They don't talk to anyone because it's considered taboo. So there are many men out there who, because they can have sex at home, if they marry, according to them, they think, if I marry at home, there is someone ready made for me to have sex. I don't need to go pursue anyone. I don't need to get a girlfriend. I don't need to spend more money on the girl. There'll be a girl at home, a female who will be ready to do my bidding, satisfy me, give me pleasure, and I can fulfill my sexual fantasies. Marriage is not a solution for sexual frustration or sexual needs. Okay. And they think, oh, it is cheaper to have a woman to, you marry than to have a girlfriend. No. Marriage is I'm not talking of the alimony, I'm not talking of the divorce, but marriage is the most expensive thing that you can do just to have sex, because it not only will involve you and your family. It'll involve the girl and her family. And that's the reason why I've told men, please don't get married, because their agenda is very simple. I speak to men who take my services or sometimes share with me. It's very clear that they want sex. A young man in his 20s oozing testosterone, what does he want? He wants sex. Okay. And your claim that what it's influencers like me who are discouraging them to have sex, if you're not mentally, if you're not mature, if you're not emotionally mature, mentally mature, you don't know how to manage yourself, your emotions. How can you manage and take care of a female who is totally a different human being altogether? Why do you think there are so many marital disputes in marriages? Why do you think so many men are cheating on their women and women are cheating on their men after marriage? Okay. So keep that in mind. And another very important thing, which this lady, female, whatever, Indian female, this thing is, she's saying marriage is not a solution, my dear. Marriage is not the ultimate thing. Oh, we got married, chal, ho gaya, kaam ho gaya, now happily ever after. No, my dear, you are targeting marriage as that is the pinnacle where you achieve happiness. No, that is the beginning of the biggest responsibilities, the biggest stress, pressure, and responsibilities. And while women have this romantic notion about marriage, but you know there are so many other things, so many other factors. Now, for example, this lady who wrote me this long letter, um, you position yourself as a very innocent female who only wants love. Nowhere did you mention that you want money. Means not only you, your guy, he should be earning. Nowhere have you mentioned that. Nowhere have you mentioned that you want security. Nowhere have you mentioned that you'd like him to earn more than you, be more successful than you. You have just positioned, and we are only seeking love. You're discouraging other people from getting married, making the right choice. So this is the common problem, or the bias that people, generally live in. You Every guy who tells me a story, he's a good guy in the story. The opposite party is the bad guy. Like the girl and her family is the bad person. Like even when you spoke to, wrote to me, the guys were bad. Even I'm bad. You are good. So that's, you're trying to portray yourself as a hero of the story. That's not the case. See, I'm pretty sure, because I don't know you personally, I'm pretty sure you want a guy who is decently good looking. You want a guy who is educated. You want a guy who has money. You want a guy who is successful. You want a guy who is, even has good values and good character. So even you want perfection, right? Just saying that, I want love and want to settle down and people like me are bad. Stop portraying yourself as a, holy poly roly, And last, if not the least, you have written down so much. You wrote so much about me and influences like me, how we are hurting and harming Indian women with our so-called misogynistic or male, protect the male. Okay, um, it's it's very easy for you to point the finger of blame, but have nowhere in the whole letter did she mention any drawbacks of females. She never mentioned any. In fact, she never mentioned her own drawbacks. It was all you men, you guys. This is another problem. Even when I speak to guys, I tell them when they mention all girls are bitches, all girls they don't know how to behave. I says, boss, stop this nonsense. Okay, all girls are not bitches. All girls are not bad. You have to take some personal responsibility for some of the actions, and you're not perfect yourself. You might think you're perfect, but I'm pretty sure your friends and people who associate with you, your office colleagues, know your drawbacks. We all like to think I'm perfect, I'm a nice guy, I don't have any drawbacks. Even my female clients, some female clients who I have, who are single, they like to believe that they are very loving, understanding, mature, which they are. But then the question is, why are they single? I have always, and they get very angry with me sometimes, but they come back. Anyway, that's why I have very few female clients, because I give it to them on their face. Like this particular female, I don't want to specify who exactly. She was single. She was single. She is nearly, I think, going to her 50s. Very rich, self made, highly educated, beautiful, beautiful female. Okay. But she's single. And she has never, she's an Indian female, she has never found a guy more than a few months. Okay. More than a few months. And she always keeps, a guy can't take my energy, my aura, my essence, my beauty, my intelligence. No, shut up, man. I wanted to tell her in that way. Anyway, she is not in touch with me now, so I can say all this. So the fact of the matter is, she thinks all men are scared of her. Who the fuck is scared of you, man? I told her on her face, listen, nobody's scared of you. I'm not scared. Real powerful men are not scared of you. Okay. And she said, yeah, you misunderstood. I'm not saying like that. I said, there are a lot of successful men. Like you think Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk, President, for example, President Obama or Donald Trump's sons, or the successful multimillionaires or fighters who are there, or very rich individuals. Okay. You think they're scared of you? You're nothing. So she agreed. She agreed. Yeah. I didn't mean that way. But it's very hard to get these alpha men. Yeah, you're here. You want the guy who's up there. Okay. You don't want a guy at your level. And you definitely don't want a guy below you. So your preference is always guys who are, not reachable. You're going for the sun, moon, and stars. Why don't you take someone at your level? Like, for example, me, if I wanted to take someone who's a multi-millionaire, billionaire, and she's hot and she's beautiful and she has beautiful tits and ass, and she is the most desirable woman on the planet, and I'm trying to get girls who are way beyond my pay grade, and then I complain, oh, all girls are afraid of my aura and all. That's bullshit, yeah. I told her point blank, you need to lower your expectations. And her answer was, Loy, I'm a woman of what principles, and I will not go beneath my value or beneath my standards. I finally told her one thing which got her very pissed off. I said, my dear, you're nearing your 50s. A guy can get a female with all your traits minus your experience. Okay. Someone in her 20s, and she'll be much more beautiful, more attractive, and more desirable than you. She didn't like it. Then she tried to get defensive. I get 20-year-olds who are desperate for me. I get young toy boys. And I said, you're not looking, I didn't say getting sexual partners. I said someone to be with you for life. And for that, you need to reduce your expectations. So, everyone wants someone who's way beyond their pay grade, and then they complain. So same with our Indian men. Okay, I'll just conclude by saying that same with our Indian men who want. I want a good charactered girl. I want a beautiful girl. I want a girl with a good figure. I want a girl with good looks. I want a girl with good values, good upbringing, good education, good job. She should, and then, yeah, I want her to be a virgin. I want her to worship me, adore me, love me. And then when you look at him, you begin to wonder, like, oh my goodness, what the, like, he looks worse than the guy who's cleaning, maybe the streets or the bathrooms. He looks like that. He looks like maybe a buffalo. Okay. And he wants a girl who looks like Miss Universe. What are you talking? And he sleeps, most of the men, they sleep around like crazy. They pay for sex, but they want a virgin. And many of them who want a hot, beautiful girl, they are earning what some of us earn, maybe per hour or per day. They are earning per month. And they want, it's like, your budget is to buy a scooter, okay, or a Toyota second hand, and you are targeting a Bentley or a Bugatti or let's say a Ferrari. Come on, man, be realistic. So in the end, uh, see, the thing is, I felt in a way this girl was taking out her frustrations on me. She was trying to play. I'm not saying 100% the victim card that because of we men she's suffering. I really felt that she should. Nowhere did she mention that we girls are also at fault. We girls also take advantage of men. We take advantage of. Nowhere did she admit all that. So I just want to conclude because I didn't give her a physical response and she'll be watching this video. I just want to respond to the female. I'll make your that letter that you wrote to me in part two. Um, See, my dear, both man and woman, no? Both, nobody is perfect. Both have their whims and fancies. Both have their yin and yang, plus and minus, heads and tails. Okay, so there is nobody who is a saint in today's day and age. Nobody is a saint. Okay, there are many places where the female is to be blamed. There are many places where the guy has to be blamed, and we need to evaluate each and every one on an individual basis. But what I tend to put on my YouTube channel is predominantly for men to be guided because there are lots of men, at least when I go to the YouTube analytics and statistics, almost 90%, 90 plus is, 90-95% is only men. Okay. Very few females are there. So my videos are mainly to guide and help men, to coach them, mentor them, and counsel them. And it's not because I don't like females or I disrespect females. I'm not making content for females. There are female based YouTube channels. You can go there for female based advice. But it doesn't mean that I totally ignore females. I have a daughter, I have a wife, and just like you wrote to me, I'm responding to you. And yeah, I just want to conclude by stating that, um, you know, uh, both men and women, they have their needs and wants. Only thing, they're biologically different. It's just that we live in a day and age today where social media just influences people's thinking, manipulates them, brainwashes them, and because of which today there's so much of chaos. So for you, my dear, who sent me such a long bloody letter stating that I'm misogynistic and I'm, look, end of the day, uh, there are limitless channels on YouTube. There are people who are religious, non religious. There are people who preach about Hinduism, Islam, Christianity. There are people who talk about pure love and everlasting love and being a virgin and only giving your virginity to your partner. And then there are people who like Tates, this thing, sleep around. So just because there is a Sadguru and just because there's an Andrew Tate doesn't mean no more people who, just because Sadhguru is there, all the people will listen to Sadhguru. People have a choice. So I'm not forcing anyone to see my content. So remember, just because someone listens to a Sadhguru doesn't mean he's going to be holy. And just because someone listens to Andrew Tate doesn't mean he's going to be a misogynistic male. People are free. I don't force anyone to listen to my content. So just as you chose to write to me, not everyone does. I think people should take personal responsibility and personal accountability. So having said that, I hope this answers most of your questions about what I'm doing. In part two, I will address your letter and I will tell you where you are at fault. So, any questions, comments, guys, comment down below. And yeah, don't hate on her. At least she is honest enough to make all these claims. Yeah, one final thing, one last thing. If you're here right up to the end, this will be a fun bonus. Okay. She pointed at the fact that who the hell would marry someone like you? Who the hell would, your tattooed face and your ugly face? No Indian girl in her right mind would marry you. I totally agree with you. Why do you think I married a Thai female? I know this for a fact. I'm not oblivious or I'm not blind to reality. My personality, my looks, my mannerisms is not what an Indian female would like. I'm very much a rebel. I'm very much non-traditional, non-Indian types. Okay. So I'm very aware of my limitations. I'm not Brad Pitt. I'm not Shah Rukh Khan. I'm not the typical Indian. You know, I don't fit into that bracket. I'm not saying out of pride. I'm saying out of honesty. So yes, you're right. I'm ugly. Yes, you're right. I'm not any Indian female's wet dream. And just as you're glad that Indian females would be glad not to have someone like you, the feeling is very mutual. Okay. Hope this answered your questions, my dear Benji. Part two, I'm going to address your problem that you gave me about your life. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed part one. Part two, check the next video.